Hello everyone, I am Kavya from Final Year CSC. Today I am going to discuss about the problems that were asked in Codewar 1, and one of them is balanced brackets. Its difficulty level is medium and its prerequisites are stacks. If you have basic knowledge on stack operations like push and pop, that's enough. So let's look at the problem. A bracket is considered to be any one of the following characters. They are telling that a bracket can be anything, parentheses or braces or square brackets. Two brackets are considered to be a matched pair if the opening bracket occurs to the left of closing bracket of the exact same type. There are three types of matched pairs of brackets. They are square brackets, braces and opening parentheses. These three are said to be a matched pairs. A matching pair of brackets is not balanced if the set of brackets it encloses are not matched. For example, if you look at these brackets, by saying this you can simply say that it is not valid, right? Because before closing the parentheses, you are closing the square bracket, which is not valid, and this is an example for not balanced bracket. Similarly, here you have some more examples. These are said to be balanced brackets because for every opening bracket there is a corresponding closing bracket, that too at a correct position. So these are called balanced brackets. In this problem, you need to figure out whether the given brackets are balanced or not. If they are balanced, you need to return yes. Otherwise, you need to return no. Hope you understood the problem. So before getting into the solution, just pause the video and think for a while. Hope you tried it. Let's look at the solution. Actually, these are the four main cases in this problem you need to focus on. And let's look at the first case. This is my input. Here the approach that I am following is whenever I found a opening brackets, I am just pushing them into the stack. If you look at the input, the first character is an opening brace, so I just push into the stack. Similarly, second character and third character are also opening brackets, so I push them into the stack. But my fourth character is a closing bracket, right? Whenever I found a closing bracket, what I have to do, I have to compare it with top of the stack. Yes, currently my top of the stack is opening bracket, opening square bracket, and my current character is closing square bracket. This is a matched pair, right? So I can pop it out. Moving to the next character, it is a closing parenthesis and my current top of the stack is opening parenthesis. It also forms a valid pair. I can pop it out. Moving to the next character, it is a closing brace and my top of the stack is opening brace. So it also forms a matched pair and I can pop it out. Now my stack became empty. Whenever your stack becomes empty as a final result, in that case simply you can return yes, because the brackets are balanced. If there are no brackets left in the stack, that means your brackets are balanced. Next, move to the next case. Here, the first three characters are opening brackets, so I pushed all them into the stack. And moving to the fourth character, it's a closing brace. But my top of the stack is an opening parenthesis. Actually, this is not a pair, right? So, in the first case itself, it is not getting valid. I can simply return no because the brackets are not balanced. Moving to the next case, here also the first three characters are opening brackets, so I pushed them into the stack. And moving to the fourth character, it's a closing brace. My top of the stack is an opening brace. Yes, it forms a valid pair, so I can pop it out. Moving to the next character, it's a closing parenthesis and my top of the stack is an opening parenthesis. Yes, it also forms a pair. I'm popping it out. But my stack is still left with a character and it is an opening bracket. That means it is not closed, right? My stack is now not empty. It is still left within one character. If your stack is not empty, in that case you can return no, the brackets are not balanced. Moving to the next case, the first character is an opening parenthesis, so I push into the stack. And moving to the next character, it's a closing parenthesis. And yes, it forms a valid pair. I'm popping it out. Move to the next character, it's a closing bracket, but actually my stack is already become empty. That means there are no opening brackets in my stack, but I got a closing bracket. Is it valid? Not, right? In this case, I can return no, the brackets are not balanced. So these are all the main cases in this problem. You need to keep in your mind while writing the logic. So let's look at the logic. I have already written the logic, and that too in Python. So it is very easy for beginners to understand Python. I initialized my stack and I'm iterating over the expression, and I'm checking whether the character is opening bracket or closing bracket. If my character is found to be any one of these three, that means opening parenthesis or opening square bracket or opening brace, if I get either of these three, I'm just pushing them into the stack. And if I get closing parenthesis, I mean a closing parenthesis or closing square bracket or closing brace, any of those three, if I get a closing bracket, my control will come to the else block. In that, firstly I'm checking whether my stack is empty or not. For example, assume my stack is empty, but I got a closed bracket. Similarly, as I told you in the last case, whenever you got a closed bracket but your stack is empty, that means there are no opening brackets but you have a closing bracket. Is that valid? Not, right? So in that case you have to return no. If my stack is not empty, then I have to find what is the top of the stack. To find that, I'm just using the pop method, because pop method deletes the last element and it returns the top element, right? So yes, I found the top element, and now if my top element is an opening parenthesis, my current character must be a closing parenthesis. But instead of that, if I get either of these two, in that case you can simply return no, because it is not valid. The brackets are not balanced. Moving to the next case, if my top is found to be opening square bracket, then my current character must be a closing bracket, closing square bracket. But if I get either of these two, in that case I have to return no, because it doesn't form a valid bracket. And moving to the next case, if my top of the stack is opening brace, I must get a closing brace. Either I have to return no. Coming out of the loop, I have to check whether the stack is empty or not. Or suppose assume my stack is not empty. That means it has still left with some brackets which are opened. That means the brackets are not closed. In that case, you can simply say the brackets are not balanced because they are not closed, right? In that case, you have to return no. Otherwise, you can simply return yes. And this is all about the solution. Hope you understood it well. Thank you for watching, and if you have any queries, you can comment down. Thank you.